Well, following the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh and Iran's vow to avenge the Hamas leader's martyrdom, speculation about the timing, scale, and the method of Iran's retaliatory response has intensified. This uncertainty has prompted the Israeli regime to lean on the U.S. military assistance and its allies, although it says that it is not seeking any military assistance. At the same time, there are questions on whether the U.S. military and its allies can actually protect Tel Aviv. Well, first, Iran's IRGC has refuted the claim that was made by the New York Times that Ismail Haniyeh was killed by a bomb that was smuggled into Tehran guest house, according to them 2 months ago. Well, the IRGC has stated that the terrorist operation was carried out by firing a short-range projectile with a warhead of about 7 kilograms, along with a strong explosion from outside the area of the guest house. This could be one scenario that you see over here that we depicted in this graph here. And the IRGC also believes that the U.S. was complicit, like in terms of intelligence sharing. Well, with the public announcement of Iran and resistance groups' retaliation, the U.S. has been quick to add to its military assets the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, and its strike group of accompanying vessels will replace the USS Theodore Roosevelt carrier strike group in the U.S., the Central Command, and an additional U.S. Air Force fighter squadron, ballistic missiles, defense-capable cruisers and destroyers will be added to bolster the land-based surface-to-air capabilities. That's how much the U.S. is adding to its assets, military assets. Well, the U.S. felt the need to bolster its support for the Israeli regime for political reasons as well. First, with the November presidential election approaching, the White House aims to satisfy the pro-Israeli lobby and demonstrate the strong ties between Washington and Tel Aviv. Second, after facing challenges to its global leadership, Washington seeks to reinforce its role in existing alliances. Third, the U.S. wants to show solidarity with Israel in defending it against threats while trying to avoid deeper involvement in West Asia. It is also worth noting the role that regional countries will play in the retaliation. Now, Iran stated that 10 countries provided defense assistance to the Israeli regime during the Iranian operation, which included Saudi Arabia and Jordan. Meanwhile, countries that cooperated with Iran included Yemen, Syria, and Iraq, with Lebanese Hezbollah also firing missiles at Israel from Lebanon. Now, were it not for the participation of other countries in shooting down Iran's missiles and drones, the Israeli regime would have been overwhelmed by Operation True Promise. One of the reasons the U.S., well, they shot down more than 80%, or 80 drones, that is, which was part of a barrage of roughly 300 missiles and drones. The UK, France, and Jordan also supported Israel in intercepting Iranian missiles. And also the U.S. Army Patriot missile battery in Iraq, well, that intercepted more from that perspective. We are also looking at Israel's advanced military technology. Now, despite that, Iran was able to actually identify and to exploit Israeli weaknesses during its retaliatory attack on April 13, known as Operation True Promise. In a coordinated strike, Iran launched hundreds of drones and missiles at the occupied territories. The one major weakness has been Israel's missile defense shield, as mentioned, like the Iron Dome, and therefore that was one of the reasons Iran was able to penetrate through that. Now, as a regional missile power, Iran possesses many. Shahab-1 missiles is one, range of 300 kilometers. You have the Shahab-2 with a range of approximately 550 kilometers, and the Shahab-3 with a range of nearly 1,300 kilometers. Also reports of the development of Shahab-4 and the Qusar intercontinental ballistic missiles, which expands Iran's missile range even further. Iran has also unveiled the Fatah hypersonic missile. The hypersonic missile is worth noting over here. This hypersonic missile that you're going to see here is the first generation Fatah-1, a range of 1,400 kilometers, one of a few countries to actually possess hypersonic missiles. And then you have the unveiling of the Fatah-2, as you see here. It's an upgraded version. The Fatah-2 can even increase its chances more to evade Israeli radar and defense shields. Now, the U.S. has its troops fanned out across West Asia region, as seen in this map here. The ones in the red are the areas. You have approximately 45,000 total U.S. troops, give or take. Iran sees the U.S. as a source of instability. This is one of the reasons, and it wants the U.S. troops out of the region altogether. And time and again, Iran has informed regional countries that together with their forces, Iran can provide the security that they need without violating its territorial integrity and sovereignty.